Hi, I'm Selena Brett, member of Newcastle Presbyterian Church, and I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to what I have to say about creating a social group. And I think the first thing I want to point out is more than just an LGBT social group. I believe that we're reaching a place where we're going to be called to be a prophetic voice and a moral light for our country. And I think that after I've spoken a few minutes, my message is either going to resonate deeply with you, or else you're just going to kind of brush it aside as just another thing that comes across your desk. Right now I'm called to cast seed to different grounds, and I think that our presbytery is one of those grounds for that seed to take root. In this time of our country, what we're experiencing is a lot of the decline of some of the major denominations and the influence of the Christian community. Meanwhile, we're starting to see some very dark shadows being cast over our civil liberties, human rights, our governing structures, and environmental issues, to name just a few. What I believe is that our LGBTQ community is being moved by our spirit, that we have something unique that many other people do not as a collective group. We've been discriminated against throughout our history for the people that we love and how we love ourselves. And it's my belief that we have a divine light that shines through us, that kind of goes through a mist of the tears and sorrows, if you will, to create a rainbow radiance, one that's very energetic, very alive, very inclusive, very loving, and very caring for other people. We see this when we're at big pride events, where all that energy comes together in a very positive way. What I'm proposing is that we kind of generate that sort of rainbow radiance within the Newcastle Presbytery. Now, right at first, it would not be very intrusive. I think the main thing would be to just create a presence and a unity with each other. That might look like having a pen or a wristband or some other identifier that said we're part of the LGBT community in the Newcastle Presbytery. And what I would envision is that the issues that resounded strongly with us as a sort of a prophetic voice within the church, if we were holding an event at one of our sister churches, that we in the community within our means would try to make a point to attend that particular event or church service as a collective body of LGBTQ Presbyterians. Now, I would think that we might meet a half hour early or half hour later also to pray specifically about that issue and maybe other things that are in our heart. My feeling is that the Holy Spirit would eventually move us into a more collective unit to do things that maybe we're a bit more involved in that. Maybe it's a fundraiser, maybe it's a walk or a march or attending some event together in that way. But wherever that is, that we end up being a presence and a voice and a light where there are places that are darkness that are crossing our nation, and that people would look to us as the LGBTQ community, and particularly Christian community, as a standard of moral light to stand out and say this is right and that is wrong. I think we're called to move beyond just finding our LGBT equal rights, beyond just social events where we get to know each other, and to not slink under some sort of basket of social norms. I found my place in society, so don't bother me anymore. I believe that we're being called to shine rainbow radiantly, and that's the phrase I use for our particular bright light, that we're being called to shine rainbow radiantly for the light of Christ to be seen in this world. That's all I have to share with you. If it does resonate, please let me know, and if not, that's fine too. I'll certainly cast my seed in different places and see where it grows and takes root. But thank you so much for listening. Bye.